It had just been like any other Friday. I was sitting at home on a computer, chatting with one of my friends while playing a video game, and at one point he said to me, "Hey, you should check out this game, it's free." And I told him, well, I don't know if I'll be able to install it. My dad still hasn't given me administrative permission, so I'd have to go to him, and it'd be this whole long process. Well, what if you try to convince your dad to let you have administrative permission somehow? And it made me think that I really hadn't done that much in the past to try and convince him. I'd mostly just offhand mentioned, "Hey, can I have administrative permission?" "No, Luke." "All right." And I went on with my day. So I thought, all right, well, what's a way that I can ask him that seems mature and professional and is very easy to convince someone with? And then I had it. I got it in my head. A PowerPoint presentation. So while still on the call with my friend, I started streaming my screen to him, laid out a bunch of upside. It was like half comedic, half serious, which I feel like helped. And yeah, I went through all that, and then I showed it to my dad, asked for his thoughts at the end, and he said that he'll think about it. The decision-making process, I'd definitely say I applied that to this. Like, I went through the process again after looking over what I had done. I was still thinking about it even when I was making it. I remember telling my friend about it and him just like laughing it off. Look who's laughing now. I remember I included one slide where I mentioned how one of the main things my dad had against me having administrative permission was the chance that I installed viruses. So in the PowerPoint, I tried to explain that, at least from my perspective, I feel like that wouldn't be a problem, since if there's a problem with the computer, if there's a virus, I use the thing pretty much daily. I would notice first, if anything. And the more problems there are at the computer, the less I'm going to enjoy it, and the more I'm going to be trying to fix it, and the more I'm going to be trying to avoid having that happen in the first place. It was like April, May, and I emailed him, and the response that I got was, "I'm sorry, I won't be able to focus on this again until September," I think is what he said, which was a bit frustrating, but eventually September came and passed, and I asked about it again, and still didn't really get a response. Again, frustrating, but eventually, and recently now, I did end up getting some closure on that, because he did end up giving me the password for the computer, the administrator password, which isn't exactly administrative permission, but it's essentially the same thing. I feel like it definitely made him see that I was serious about asking about this. It wasn't just a joke to me. It wasn't just something that I kind of wanted but didn't really care about. It was something that I legitimately was thinking about and wanted. I think it's important to keep in mind that for something like this, it doesn't have to be like a big thing that you use it on. And at the same time, it doesn't just have to be like, you don't have to use it on everything, but it's just a nice thing to have for when you need to make a decision. You can have a bad outcome without a bad decision. Sometimes even if the outcome's bad, you still made the right decision, and it's nice to have that experience, to have at least known you tried, and hey, even if it was a bad outcome, it probably at least made a dent towards being a good outcome eventually. Some things you need to make multiple decisions to get the right outcome. I don't even think it was really a bad outcome. It was just sort of not what I wanted, but eventually it became what I wanted.